Let's go, chat. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Today is gonna be one for the history books. Check this out. We have an 80% chance that we are gonna be getting Claude Mythos today. I expect this to release while we're on stream today. We are going to get this. We are on Mythos Watch, chat. ARR is at 205,000 and we are showing up and we are ready to go. I think that this is gonna be a game-changing model. Okay, it's a new class. After today, I think that we'll have completely new capabilities, but let's go, chat. Let's dive right into it. What's up, what's up, what's up? Let's drop a 50 bomb. Let's get the day started off right. Let's go. I don't believe in defeat, chat. I don't believe in failure. I don't believe in giving up. I believe in winning. All right? I believe in winning. Let's go. I need you to launch 5 sub-agents and do a complete review of the design of the application and identify how we can make it fully responsive across all sizes. All right, hold up. How's it going, chat? Super Combo, what's up? What's up? All right, so as you guys know, we've got a new model that we're expecting to release today. Okay, I want to talk about this a little bit. Okay, so yesterday an insider source basically said, hey, we're gonna get Claude Mythos tomorrow. Okay, and this was said yesterday, so there's a lot of speculation right now whether or not tomorrow means today, or when they said tomorrow, it means like tomorrow, like June 10th. But right now there's a lot of speculation. From my experience on Polymarket, I don't bet on Polymarket, but when you do see odds like this on Polymarket with 173,000 in trading volume, okay, these are insiders, okay? These are people with information, and it looks to me like we're going to be getting it today. So what do we know about Claude Mythos, okay? It's a completely new class of model. It's gonna change a lot. I think that it's gonna be expensive. But I've been talking about this. We need new capabilities. We need models that are capable of more. Right now, these latest Opus drops and the latest GPT drops, they've kind of been misses. They haven't given us too much in new capability, but we'll see here. I am ready for this. But let's move this over to the side. And I wanna show you guys something new that I'm working on, what I've been working on the past couple days. Let me move the desk down real quick. Chat, what's up? Adrian, how's it going? Claude sessions seem slow. Yeah, well, look at this, guys. Look, did you guys see what I just had? I literally just had, look at all these agents. They all just gave me API errors. The server is temporarily limiting requests, not your usage limit. I got rate limited across every single session. So I don't know what's going on. We'll see here. Let's get the chill music on and let's lock in for a bit. And I'm gonna show you guys what I've been working on. And kind of give you guys a little bit of a look. So if you guys look behind me real quick, what you're gonna see is I actually have a bunch of goals up for August 31st. Okay, these are new goals. I'm gonna make a video about this. But Bandfront, what's up, man? Good to see you, by the way. Yeah, it's gonna be a big day. What did Drew say? Hold on, what did Drew say? Drew said, I didn't see what Drew said. Thanks, Sarah. Yeah, I've been getting this a lot. So, all right, so I do want to show this to you guys. Let me make sure that's actually ready. Okay, it is. So check this out, guys. So this is a project. This is actually the first day that you guys are going to get to see me work on this. And this has definitely been something that's been on my mind for a while now. And I'll explain the idea to this behind this to you guys and pretty much my thinking with this. But this is BridgeAgent. You can go check this out and you can request early access at bridgeagent.app, okay? But pretty much I see a new need, I have a problem that I think that I can help solve. And that's building software that's going to build itself, okay? And this is what I've been working on for the past couple of days. And as you guys know, I've been using Hermes agents to be able to help me with BridgeMind. I have some of them managing things like customer service, but there's one of my Hermes agents whose name is Zach, okay? And this Hermes agent, Zach, is connected to Sentry, it's connected to PostHog, it's connected to CloudWatch, so that it has my logs, and it's also connected to my GitHub. And I've been using this Hermes agent to literally make pull requests, solve bugs in production, everything. And I think in the latest news, like what I'm starting to see is I'm starting to see a potential shift. And I want to talk about this a little bit, just so that you guys understand what we're going to be working on today, and something that you're going to see a lot more in the streams. If you guys look at this, this is Peter Steinberger, okay? And everybody, literally, I'm sure that if you guys are on X, you guys have been seeing this pop up everywhere. I think that we're getting closer and closer to a world where humans get taken out of the loop when it comes to writing prompts. Austin, let's go. But BridgeAgent is going to be an agent for vibe coders, okay? And there's like certain aspects when it comes to Hermes agents and OpenClaw that are incredibly useful, and that's why I have Hermes agents, not OpenClaw. I think OpenClaw is dead. But if you guys saw this too, let me just make sure there's nothing sensitive. I just want to like fully explain this to you guys here. So check this out. So this is another thing that's been a very, very big deal. So if you guys saw this, this is the Hermes Agent desktop app, okay? Does anyone know when Mythos is going to be released? It's going to be released today. We're basically on Mythos Watch today. We're waiting for Mythos. Let's keep an eye on Polymarket, but if I had to guess, I would say that we're going to get it within the next few hours, okay? So I'm going to be live, and we'll be here when it drops. If it drops, it should drop within the next few hours, and then we'll do another live stream. We'll test it. But I do have 3 Claude Max subscriptions, and I am ready to put this to the test. We'll see how much usage limits we get. It'll probably be pretty expensive, but we'll see. But this is what I saw is last week, Hermes Agent finally released this desktop app, okay? And if you guys are familiar with Hermes agents, this actually does change quite a bit, because pretty much you're taking something, Hermes Agent, which has been fairly complex to use. You know, people have been using this in a CLI, they've been using it in Discord, they've been using it in Telegram, and unless you're a developer, or even if you are a developer, it is still fairly hard to set up a Hermes agent in the correct way. And Hermes agents are like very general purpose, okay? But what I think is going to happen is I think that these agents are actually going to get a lot bigger. And I think that agents like Hermes agent, like when you think about this market, really the top agent right now is Hermes agent, okay? And we're only we're less than 6 months into this new, like OpenClaw launched in what, January? And now Hermes agent is the best agent. But my point with this is that this is the new frontier, in my opinion, of AI, is agents, because the capabilities of these agents are literally off the charts, okay? Like, you can do completely different things with a Hermes agent than you can do with Claude Code, for example. Claude Code is an incredible coding tool and AI agent for coding, but there's certain things that you can do with these Hermes agents and agents in general that put it on a completely new level. And what I'm gonna do is I am going to build an agent that is able to build software for you. So for example, I'm gonna take this agent that I've been using with Hermes and I'm gonna repackage it and make it so that instead of you having to do all of the setup on your own, Bridge Agent is going to make it super, super easy for you to just integrate with GitHub, integrate with Cloudflare, integrate with Sentry, integrate with PostHog, and it's going to have all the skills, all the cron jobs, and all the capabilities that it needs to be able to be an autonomous software developer. So that's the idea here. You can go check it out at bridgeagent.app. It's bridgeagent.app. I literally just put it on. Yeah, so this is going to be similar to Hermes. Ethan, happy Tuesday. Let's go. Yeah, so this is going to be a pretty big day. What's your thought on it, on token consumption for what? Mythos? Yeah, so Mythos, I mean, I think that with Mythos, it's going to be $25 per million on the input and then $125 per million on the output, I think. Let me check I know I made an X post about it. Let me check real quick. So if you guys are waiting for Mythos, here's what we're looking at today. So yeah, it's right here. So this is what has been released. But the thing is that we're not going to get Mythos today. Like, we're going to get Mythos. It's a Mythos class model, but it's technically called Fable. Okay, it's technically called Fable. Jake said you should make your swarm a swarm of agents with a Kanban board. Yeah. So if you guys look at this, this is the benchmarks, and benchmarks like SweetBench Pro and SweetBench Verified, you can basically throw these benchmarks out at this point. These benchmarks mean nothing, okay? But if you look at the benchmarks, it does look like obviously the best AI model in the world. Now this is compared to Opus 4.7, which is no longer the frontier model. So I did make a chart here. So this is Mythos compared to Opus 4.8. So on SweetBench Pro, which is a completely fraudulent benchmark at this point, you can see 77.8% versus 69.2. So obviously Mythos is going to dominate there. But like, one thing that I have noticed though, is that, do you guys remember, do you guys remember when we did, when we got Opus 4.5? Opus 4.5 technically on benchmarks was not that much better than Opus 4.1. It was better obviously on benchmarks, but not that much better. But even though it wasn't that much better on benchmarks, it like passed some wall that made the model way better. And I'm just saying that Mythos could potentially be that model. So I'm very interested in seeing that. Benchmarks are nice, but at the end of the day, Mythos holds double the knowledge. Yeah. Okay, so let's pull up Bridge Space real quick. And I did push an update. I want to test this real quick because there may be an issue. Hello there, this is a quick test. Okay, so with Bridge Voice, with the cloud version now, I did update it so that we're now using MA Transcribe 1.5. And why Riley just asked, why is SweetBench Pro fraudulent? It's because it's a public benchmark. So the models will literally train on SweetBench Pro. Like, if you guys see Minimax M3, Minimax M3 technically is better than GPT 5.5 on SweetBench Pro. And it's because they train the model on that benchmark. Like OpenAI and GPT, they've said, hey, we're not even worried about that benchmark. But speaking of benchmarks, we're gonna put our goal list today. I'm gonna show you guys what we're gonna be working on here. We're pretty much just gonna keep an eye out for Mythos today, and we're gonna grind while we're doing it. Right now, we've got a 76% chance it's gonna come out. So, number one goal for today, chat. We are on Mythos Watch, okay? The BridgeMind community is officially on Mythos Watch. I think that we're gonna get this in the next couple hours, so everybody keep your eye out, all right? Okay, just a couple things. So BridgeBench 3.0. So I do have an idea. I actually have a really good idea that I want to cover with you guys real quick. It's going to be called BridgeBench 3.0. So as you guys know, I don't have enough cash in my stock account to buy a put on CrowdStrike. Okay, Mythos have a chance of dropping today. Yeah, I actually think that Mythos is going to drop today. Bridge Agent Cloudflare verification fails when I try to reserve a seat. Okay, give me a second. So people are saying that the Cloudflare verification is failing. So let me pull this up. I'll get that fixed real quick. Okay. Okay. let's go over here. So we're going to fix this on Bridge Agent, but I am going to show you guys Bridge Agent real quick. So this is the initial Bridge Agent. So I'm just going to launch Bridge Agent Desktop, and I'm going to say, I need you to launch Bridge Agent Desktop in dev mode. Okay. All right, let's see chat. Okay. Try incognito. Oh, yeah, we'll try it. Yeah, we did just release that domain. We just launched it, but you guys are going to see this come to life here because, you know, here's my thing, okay? I've been doing this now for, it's actually been 10 months. I don't know if you guys knew this, but it's been 10 months. And, you know, I just, my main goal is that no matter what happens, no matter how big BridgeMind grows, I just want to continue to be myself. I want to continue to be genuine. There are different aspects that where like things get a little bit harder once you do get bigger, right? Like when I do reflect on the journey, BridgeMind is different than it was when I initially started 10 months ago, right? And that's a good thing. It's grown a lot bigger, and you know, that's a good thing. The only thing is now that vibe coding, if you really look at it, it's completely different than it was 10 months ago. Where, for example, like 10 months ago, everybody was still using like Cursor, Claude Code. Like you can go back to my streams and I just had like, you know, 20 terminals opened up, you know, just on like my Mac, right? But now we have ADEs. ADEs have really taken off. But the thing is that I do think that agents like Hermes agents are probably the future of AI and software development. I'm starting to see it, and I just want to start to get in on that a little bit early. It's only a 6-month-old industry. Like this agent market is only 6 months old, and I think that that's where things are heading. To be completely honest with you, with the 3.5 years of experience that I have, I'm starting to see, oh, like things are probably headed in this direction. Hold on. Are you alone on BridgeMind? I am, yes. All right, what time will the release be? I think it's gonna be within like the next 2 or 3 hours. So we're gonna be on watch. If you guys look at this, I mean, this is like very, I mean, look at this, $181,000 in Polymarket. I don't bet on Polymarket, but this is definitely a good place to look for information, okay? All right. AI won't even use normal code by the end of this year. What do you mean? Okay, so we're gonna start this up, but let's also, I need you to launch 2 deep dive agents to review the Bridge Agent UI. I will say this Microsoft transcribe model is definitely a lot better than the model that we were using previously. It's more accurate. It's a little bit slower though, is the only thing. A little bit slower, but that's okay. 100% workflows have dramatically changed. Yeah. Workflows are completely different now. And it's like, this is what happens is like pretty much you have a new industry, right? And there's the pioneers of a certain industry. There's like a very like cutting edge, right? And I think that because we're showing up every day and we're building every day, we're definitely like on that edge, right? But then there's about like a 6-month delay of people as they get used to a new way of development. I think that, you know, Claude Code has gone mainstream. Codex has gone mainstream, vibe coding has gone mainstream, but I think that there's probably an emerging frontier that you guys aren't quite yet seeing. And I'm about to start Bridge Agent, and we're gonna start building this out, but pretty much the goal is I've built this Hermes agent, which is an autonomous software developer, okay? It's able to see errors as they happen in Sentry. It's able to see the analytics from PostHog. It's able to see the bugs and reports inside of the Discord community. It's able to have access to my Cloudflare account. It has access to AWS. And when you start to build an agent that has all of these different, you know, integrations, that's when you actually get a really powerful coding agent. It's not where it's like, it's not, Claude Code is great, but it's not an agent, okay? And I think that you guys are gonna see this come together today and over the next couple of weeks. And I'm gonna make a video on my August 31st goals. You guys can look at them behind me. But there's a lot of different things that I wanna focus on over the next 3 months. And Bridge Agent, Vibe Academy, Bridge Space, Bridge Voice, these are all things that are on my plate. I'm swapping Jarvis to Mythos. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's probably a good idea, to be honest. But if you guys are new to the channel, welcome. This is going to be a pretty interesting day once we get Mythos. I think that it could potentially change what's possible. And that's really what I look for. Like when we get new models, I'm not the type of person to hype things up. I think everybody knows that about me. When we get new models, I am just honest about it. you know, Opus 4.8, Opus 4.7, even Opus 4.6, none of those models were like very big jumps. They were small steps. And even like Sam Altman acknowledges that. I'm waiting for a leap in capability where we can do things that were not possible before. And we'll see. We may get that today, but only time's going to tell on that. But okay, let's go over here. And I am just going to drop in Bridge Agent API. I need you to launch 5 deep dive agents to do a review of this API for security best practices and properly integrate security best practices into the API and prepare our API for building out the functionality of Bridge Agent. Okay, so this Microsoft model, it does take the latency on it is a little bit longer, but the accuracy is literally 100% better. Timeline history, what's up, man? Will Mythos come out today? I think it will. Yeah, I think we'll get Mythos today. There was like there was an insider information yesterday exploded. They said, hey, we're gonna get it tomorrow. And then, yeah, I mean, I think that whenever you have poly market odds that are as high as they are now, it typically means that we're gonna get a model. So we'll see. All right, I do want to go over here. We're gonna start up Bridge Agent here. I'm gonna show you guys what I've been working on. The verification for Bridge Agent is fixed. Okay, awesome. Thank you, guys. Yeah, so you guys can now sign up for the waitlist. People, Stain, thank you. So Stain did just confirm that the verification is fixed. So if you guys want to go sign up for the waitlist and request access to Bridge Agent, you can go sign up here. Okay, but really this comes from, and a lot of people ask me, they're like, hey, like, how do you get ideas? And, you know, I've been very honest, and I just am try to be as genuine as possible. Like, you know, there's been, like, I want to be able to wake up and do things I'm passionate about. I want to do things that I care about. I want to wake up and be excited about what I'm working on. And at this point, BridgeSpace and BridgeVoice are like pretty mature products, right? We're working towards BridgeSpace 4. We're working towards BridgeVoice 3. And those are both on the goal list for August 31st. But the thing is that if you have an agent, and I'll even just like draw this out on the board. Or let's pull up Excel draw, and I'll show you guys pretty much like how, and I've done this through my current Hermes agent, okay? So the reason that I'm building this out is because I already have a working implementation of this, but it's with a Hermes agent, okay? So let me just pull this up. This was, okay, so look at this. If I pull this up, let's say that this is your agent, okay? So this is gonna be, let's just say this is Bridge Agent right here, okay? So Bridge Agent is right here, and Bridge Agent then has integrations with a few very important things for development. The first one is gonna be GitHub, obviously, right? So once you get your agent set up with GitHub, you pretty much are now giving this agent the ability to be able to develop software for you, right? But then there's also other things where, hey, Sentry is another one. I'm just gonna copy this over here, can I? Maybe not. Okay, so Sentry is another one of those, okay? So Sentry is another integration that if you wanna make a really good agent that can basically develop software autonomously, Sentry is very important because that's how you find bugs in this, okay? No, I don't think that people understand, like, these, like, let's take Hermes, for example, right? Hermes is very, very difficult to set up. It's very broad, okay? And if, like, just being able to have something like this out of the box, there is a massive market for this, okay? The next one is gonna be Cloudflare, okay? Cloudflare is very important. Access to Cloudflare. Another one, for example, would be PostHog, okay? So PostHog would be another one. And I think that, like, this is how my Hermes agent is currently configured. And it took me a while to set up the skills, to set up the cron jobs, to set up everything, like all of these integrations, so that my agent then was capable, right? And even then, it was still very difficult to do so. I had to like do research, I had to fiddle with it, right? Like these agents are very, very early on. And I think that, yeah, so then another one, for example, would be like AWS or Azure. Like there's a lot of things in making like an autonomous software developer where like, it's not that I'm getting like tired of like prompting, but there are so many things that I feel like we do every single day as vibe coders that are really just like you know, we're just prompting, and that's okay, right? But I think that that will at some point end. Can you make a Hermes agent go to ChatGPT website and give it a prompt and return to you with its prompt? I think potentially you could do that. I mean, I don't think that people are doing that a ton because you would just integrate directly with the API, right? For something like that. But let's, hold on, what's the odds at now for Mythos? Let's check real quick. Yeah, so we're literally sitting at 78%. That's crazy. So 78% today. That's a lot. Yeah, BridgeMind is completely different than Conductor. Conductor, I've used Conductor before. It's you can't really compare those two. Apor, what's your question? All right, so this is starting up still. Hold on. All right, so this is what we're looking at. So this is what I've worked on so far, okay? So this is Bridge Agent, okay? And again, you can go to bridgeagent.app and sign up for the waitlist, but this is what we're gonna be starting to focus in on, because here's the thing. A lot of what we're doing at BridgeMind can be completely automated from like any errors that you're getting or actually building out features. Looping is something that a lot of people are talking about, and I think that you guys are starting to see it. So let's open up the dashboard, and this is very early on, okay? And this is just the initial. I literally pretty much like put this together very quickly. I built just like a basic infrastructure so that we could waitlist. But this is what I'm seeing. This is going to be very big. I think that agents are very early on, and I'll just share, like, I just want to share exactly what I'm seeing, okay? So let me pull this up as well. So the other day, I made a video about the Hermes Agent desktop app, which the Hermes Agent desktop app, when you really put it into perspective, like with what that app actually is, I mean, it's basically just like Hermes Agent in a ChatGPT interface, right? And this was a very big deal. Like if you guys saw this video that I put out, okay, look at this. So this was a video, I put it out and it got 41.5K views. The views, it was 2.7 times higher than normal, okay? And I'm just saying that a lot of people, they're interested in like the marketing perspective. They're interested in all these different aspects of like, hey, how do you actually find a product that is gonna work, right? And what I saw is that like, whoa, this is like the new frontier of AI. I'm gonna be honest. If you look at the data on vidIQ, I don't think that. Check this out. Okay, this is vidIQ. I've shown this before, but look at this, Hermes Agent. Look at this, guys. The volume for Hermes Agent is 3.1 million. Okay, and it's like you can look back over the history of this stuff. And what you should know is that these agents are starting to get way more prevalent, and I can see why. Like literally, I have these agents managing customer service. I have these agents literally coding for me. I have them handling cybersecurity. Like they are very, very useful, and we are very early on in the development cycle for this new frontier. And I'll show you guys pretty much like, when did OpenClaw even drop? OpenClaw release date. All right, OpenClaw release date. Let's see this here. All right, OpenClaw release date. OpenClaw was originally released on November 24th, 2025 under the name ClaudeBot, but then it was renamed on January 30th, but I'm pretty sure it didn't start to get popular until like January. Yeah, we are going to get Claude Mythos today, guys. Apparently, we're at 82% on Polymarket. Thank you, Super Combo. But yeah, so let's just start to play around with this a little bit. And, you know, my vibe coding workflow, just so everybody knows, I think that you guys are very familiar with it. It's like when you're vibe coding, I don't ask a lot of questions. I have a vision of what I want to accomplish, right? I have an idea, and I'm just going to implement that idea, and I'm going to build, and I'm going to iterate. So right now where we're at is we're very early on it. Like literally, I think let's just try to start a new session and just say hello. Okay. No model connected. Okay. So I currently have no model connected. Let's go over to, I think I can just go through my Codex Okay, cool. So I am connected through Codex now, and I'm just gonna say hello. And I'm literally not even sure. I think that I got this working yesterday. Let's see where we're at. Are you scared of Mythos? No, I'm not. Okay, so it does work. Hello, how can I help? Very, very basic, okay? That's not anything impressive. But let's start to actually build this out. So right now in settings, I can go to integrations, and that's where we're starting to see, like, this is going to be a very important aspect of this, okay? Is what our goal is if you think about Hermes, right? Hermes is a general purpose agent. It's really up to the developer or whoever's using it to be able to set it up, to configure it how they want. And I think that there's going to be an entire world of agents. And I think that what's going to be like super successful in the future is if you niche it down to like one particular niche and you focus in on making it as easy as possible to have an agent for that particular niche. So if you look at Hermes agent, you could say, hey, it's a general purpose agent that you can use for any way you want. You set it all up yourself. But if you can make it really easy for the end user and you can niche it down to, no, we're not worried about, you know, general purpose. We're gonna build a like software agent that's able to develop software autonomously. And we're gonna build in all the skills, all the integrations, and we're gonna make it as simple as possible and dumb everything down. And I think that this is something that is gonna be very, very successful. When do you think AI improvement should be stopped? I don't think that it should really ever be stopped. But first things first, let's just start kicking off some of these agents and let's start grinding on this, okay? So I am gonna go right now, let's check my effort level because I think I did default my effort level. Yeah, so I have been using max, but just so you guys know, I do not recommend that you use max. Like one example here is that this agent here has been running for 12 minutes. And what have we been doing? We're literally not even doing that much with that agent. So I would definitely advise like extra high, honestly, like that is the thing that I suggest. Would you update my Claude Code settings so that it defaults to extra high effort level? Okay. Any thoughts on OpenCode? I don't use OpenCode a ton. I think OpenCode's good. A lot of people like it. I personally don't use it a ton just because why would I use OpenCode when I can use Claude Code and get access to those limits? I need you to launch 2 deep dive agents and review the Bridge Agent desktop app and help me build in a new screen on the settings page for appearance that has different themes and templates to allow users to be able to update their theme respectively, make there be 10 themes, and fully update the desktop app so that users are able to customize the theme accordingly. Okay, so with that new model that we're using too, is it does take a little bit of extra time to kind of think, but it does do a very good job once you actually get it. So let's do an ultra think on that. Let's now drop in Bridge Agent Desktop again. And this time we're gonna say, I need you to launch 5 deep dive agents to do a complete in-depth review of the models that are allowed to be used with the Codex CLI, for example. And note that there are a lot more models that are basically sub-models. For example, users can use GPT 5.5 and then they can set it to extra high, they can set it to fast, they can adjust the context window, they can set it to medium effort level, high effort level, extra high effort level. But right now we just allow users to select extra high or just select GPT 5.5. Would you review this and make sure that you build into our integration the ability for users to actually customize the effort level for that respectively? Review Bridge Agent for reference. Yeah, the Claude Fable 5 is going to be today. We're going to get it. A lot of people, just from personal experience, like when you do start to see different people talking about it, let's actually pull this up. Hold up. Let's go to Polymarket real quick. Like I said, hey, yeah, this is literally about to drop like right now, guys. We're at 88%. Why is it 88%? Do we just get like something? Maybe we got something. Yeah, so this is what we just got. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, so this is what we're seeing now. So Anthropic's Claude Fable is now in the Google Cloud Console. Yeah, so you guys see this? So we are like 100% getting this today. And, you know, what better timing, right? Because, you know, here's the thing is that we're living in a world where, I'll be honest, if you told me, go build Bridge Space and go build Bridge Voice, and you told me it 1 year ago, just 1 year ago, okay? For the products that I've built that are now generating over 200,000 ARR, right? Like BridgeSpace, if you told me, I want you to go build BridgeSpace 1 year ago, it would literally be impossible for me to build this, okay? And it's now possible. And what I will say is that Mythos today, or Fable, which is gonna be pretty much a guardrailed version of Mythos, this could be the model that makes new things possible, okay? And that's like the biggest thing that I look at when I'm testing new models is I'm like, Claude Opus 4.8 was a model that somebody said it's 2x. If it was 2x pricing of Opus, Sir Pumpkin said, just saw a tweet by a journalist, 2 times the pricing of Opus. If that's true, that would be phenomenal. Like if it was $10 and $50 input, output, that would be phenomenal. We're expecting it to be $25 and $125. Somebody says it does feel overhyped. Well, here's the thing, Kyle. Here's the thing. What I'm actually excited about with Mythos, or I guess it's going to be Fable, okay? It's confirmed as x×2. Whoa. Okay, it just has been confirmed that it's going to launch at $10 and $50. That's actually not bad at all. Okay, wait, can you guys drop in the chat where you're getting that? Can somebody find that? I don't know if there's wow. Okay. Yeah, $10 and $50 would actually be really good. Yeah, hold on. Where are we seeing that, guys? Mythos is super overhyped. Mythos preview was ranking same as GPT 5.5 a couple weeks ago. Well, here's what I will say. Remember this, guys. Benchmarks are benchmarks, okay? And why I'm excited for Mythos is because it's a new class, okay? So yes, the benchmarks are going to be the benchmarks. It may, like, you can look at stuff like Minimax M3, and I can say on benchmarks, Minimax M3 is better than GPT 5.5, but everybody knows that Minimax is nowhere even close to GPT 5.5. Okay, super combo, shout out to you. Thank you, man. All right. Okay, I see that. Got it. Okay, thank you. If it's released now, will you do the stream of testing it? Yeah, so we're gonna, as soon as it releases, we're gonna be live here. I'm gonna set up a new, I just wanna see what's coming out. I wanna see what we have, and then I'll make, like, while we're on stream here, we'll do a new stream, and we'll test it live for a couple hours. But, like, what I'm looking for with Mythos, or I guess it's Fable, so we'll just start calling it that, Claude Fable, is we're looking for that new class, right? We're looking for, it's going to be like, it's a new architecture. Yeah, Fable is, it's coming in hot, guys. Okay, sorry, I'm just like scrolling on X just because I'm trying to see stuff. Will Mythos be restricted or just public for API and Claude subscriptions? We'll see. Honestly, I would expect it to be, okay, thank you, super combo. Okay, yeah, so this is, okay, so this is what's been confirmed. Okay, so Claude Mythos will be unveiled in the next few hours. Okay, cool. Yeah, so we are gonna get this today. Yeah, but I mean, like, the reason that I'm excited about it is because, hey, probably gonna get a pretty big leap in capability because it's a completely new architecture, right? And that's why I'm interested in it, is because it's not, oh, Opus 4.9. It's, no, like, this is gonna be something different, you know? Yeah, polymarket on Mythos is at 90%. Yeah, so we are going to get it today. Like, there's no doubt we're going to get it today, guys. No doubt that we're going to get it today. Bandfront said it's my birthday today, so if they dropped it, they timed it right. Plus, I will be ready to launch within next weeks. Now, let's go. Also, happy birthday, Bandfront. It's good to see you, by the way. Kyle said he's keeping his expectations low. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm just excited to try it, guys. And, you know, if this... Do you guys remember when 01 came out? And it changed everything. I'll never forget 01 coming out. Okay. Let's get the actual... I want to get the actual logos for that. Let's go over here. I want you to get the actual Sentry logos and the Cloudflare logos and the PostHog logos and add them to the integrations page respectively for Bridge Agent integrations in the desktop app. All right, let's go over here. Bridge Agent, desktop. All right. Can we have Mythos go full redesign on BridgeSpace to see what happens? 100%. Yeah, we can do that in a Git work tree. Do you think it'll be a fine-tuned version of Mythos or the pure Mythos simply rebranded as Fable? It's probably like a guardrailed version. I don't know. We'll have to see it, Jeff. Yeah, I don't think that we're gonna not get Mythos today. Yeah. Feels like Christmas Eve, yeah. Well, you know what's a little bit frustrating, though, is that, like, everybody knows that the latest model drops haven't been, like, fantastic, right? Like, not that they've been myths, but they've only been steps, right? And I think that, at least personally, I am definitely waiting for, like, a big jump in capability where, hey, now new things are possible, right? And that, a lot of times, is what I look for, is like, hey, I want new things to be possible. It's great to be able to get a new model, and it's great to test new models and whatnot. But hey, when they give us a model that is like just a step, it does feel different. It is guardrailed, but we'll see too. Like, how is it guardrailed, right? Like, is it just gonna not let me like learn how to make a nuclear bomb or something? Like, I don't know. I wonder if Mythos will be better with Xterm than previous models. It's possible, yeah. Will I be investing in any of the AI IPOs? Yeah, I probably will. All right, let's drop in Bridge Voice. And guys, big news on Bridge Voice. I do now have this set up with my FN key. This is harder than you guys think, but if you guys look here, if you guys look at the Bridge Voice icon, I did get this working now. I need you, so now I've got 2 Bridge Voice because I got one running locally, but that does now work. I need you to review Bridge Voice and note that in the shortcuts page, make it very simple for users to click a button to have it set to the recommended shortcut on each operating system. For example, on Mac OS, it's the FN key. Make it very easy on the shortcuts page to set it to the recommended shortcut respectively. It's gonna do 2 of them because there's 2 Bridge Voices running. I don't know how that's gonna affect things, but let's just do UltraThink. Or no, that's Codex, oops. Is it possible that Opus 4.8 got dumb again? I use Codex for reviewing Opus work, and it's getting really out of hand. I mean, I think that they do typically nerf the models before there's a new drop, so you could say that. I don't know how, like, what is Opus gonna look like now that you're, giving so much compute to Mythos? But at the same time, they probably had to have the SpaceX deal happen before they could serve Mythos, is another thing as well. Because think about it. If you're Anthropic, you're serving Haiku, you're serving Sonnet, you're serving Opus, you're serving now Mythos. They probably it was not possible for them to serve that. What do you think about Context 7? I think it's great. Okay, David said, Matt, what is the difference between Bridge Agent and Devon? You wouldn't be able to compare those two. Devon is like Cursor, okay? Bridge Agent is gonna be like a hyper-specialized Hermes agent just for software development, okay? So right now what I'm seeing, and is Mythos out? Hold on, let's see. Okay, hold on here. All right, guys, keep an eye out. It's literally 90% on Polymarket, so it is very, very probable at this point. What is better, Codex or Claude? I think Claude overall is gonna be better. Yeah, look at this though. If you use Max, you're just gonna spend too much time working on stuff. 23 minutes, only 78,000 tokens. That's just too long to get a task done. Don't use Claude Max. It wastes tokens and takes too long to finish. All right, let's drop in Bridge Agent UI, and I am just gonna say, okay, hold on here. All right, perfect. Yeah, Max does think way too long, super combo. All right, this one's working. I am gonna, let's just pause this one real quick. I'm gonna quit this one. I need you to launch 2 deep dive agents to review all of the local changes in BridgeSpace Tari and identify if we are ready to deploy to production a new version. Okay, let's go over here. All right. right, this looks good. Probably an hour. Yeah. Yeah, Mythos. We're going to get Mythos today, guys. Mythos today. Yeah, so this is what we're looking at. 89% chance on polymarket. Pretty much a sure thing. They literally said, they came out and said it. It's in the Google Cloud Console right now. I wish I could find that Fable Google Cloud Console. It was literally in the Google Cloud Console. Look at this, yeah. Yeah, look at that. I'm gonna make a post about this. All right, guys. Yeah, so go check this out. I just made this post. But yeah, it has appeared in the Google Cloud Console. Are you ready? Yeah, so look at this. Anthropic, Claude, Fable. This is typically what happens when there's a new release, and here's what we're looking at. So very excited here. It's gonna be a big day. Claude Fable. Vibe coding with Claude Fable. I think it's Claude Fable 5. They're literally calling it Claude Fable 5. So huge. Has GPT 5.6 dropped? No, GPT 5.6 is not expected for a while. Yeah, Stain, yeah, this is always how it starts, the rollout. It's happening. Yeah. We're going to get it today, guys. We're going to get it on stream today. I'll switch over as soon as we get it, we'll kind of react a little bit live on this stream, and then we'll switch over. But, I mean, really what I'm looking for is I want new things to be possible. It's not that, like, we're going through, like, a bad period with AI. It's just that, you know, it's been a while since new things were possible. And I'm ready for new things to be possible. I'm ready for us to say, hey, I want you to improve performance on bridge space, and for the model to actually identify how to improve performance, and to then improve performance and to not cause a bunch of bugs. And that's the thing, is it's not like I'm like, oh, these models suck, but it does, like, hey, when you're trying to improve performance with Claude Opus 4.8, literally what happened when I tried to do that is it caused bugs, and it never ended up improving performance. And I'm just looking for like something that is like truly incredibly capable. And that's why when Opus 4.8 came out, I was really frustrated with that, because I was like, if I'm asking AI to improve the performance for an app, right, and it doesn't improve performance and then it causes bugs, I think that that's a limiting factor. You know, that's a current Bandfront said if it drops, I'm working for 24 hours straight again. Well, depending on cost of using on Max, yeah. I mean, I think that apparently people are saying that's going to cost $10 and $50, which would be incredible, right? That's 2 times Mythos. They should do that. They should definitely do that. To be honest, that would make it way better. Dark, if you're new around here, if you guys are new and are wondering how basically BridgeMind makes money, you guys can go check out BridgeMind.ai. Okay, we sell Stripe subscriptions, so I'll show you guys the Stripe dashboard real quick. Which MRR, I'm gonna be honest, like, you guys can see it in the titles and stuff. Here's what we're looking at. So for example, right now MRR is at 17,119. If we look at the past like 7 days, the 7-day chart is depressing, right? We went from 17,835 to 17,100. But guys, like, that's just what happens, right? So I think that that's like my whole goal, is to show you guys what it genuinely looks like to be an entrepreneur and to do this. You know, if you zoom out 4 weeks, hey, 4 weeks ago, we were at 15,900. Now we're at 17,000. If you look 3 months ago, literally MRR 3 months ago was 1,900, right? So when you zoom out, if you just show up every day and you work as hard as you can, you will make progress. And sometimes if you zoom in so close, it can be hard to see that progress. And I just want you guys to know, if you're developing, if you're working on a project, if you're trying to make it, if you're just showing up every day and giving it your best, and let's say that the results aren't there yet, or the results aren't what you want them to be, just know that I'm in it with you, and everybody in this community is in it together. You know, we're all pushing forward together, and just don't get down on yourself, you know, because this is normal, right? Like, does it feel good for MRR to go down, you know, $700 in a week? It doesn't feel good, but at the same time, we're going to wake up and we're going to continue to push forward no matter what. And in another 3 months, it'll be interesting to see where MRR is at, because it's not about the day-to-day. It's about, hey, where am I going to be 3 months from now, and how do I show up every single day to get to where I want to be in 3 months? Because hey, day to day, it's going to fluctuate, but if you just continue to show up and put work in over time, like it's going to pay off, you know, and that progress is going to compound. So be positive, be optimistic, and just show up every day, and let's make it happen, guys. Yeah, it will be up for sure. Is Claude Code usage comparable with Codex? So it is now. Claude Code, the $20 plan is kind of a ripoff. Most people don't like the $20 plan, but okay, perfect. Okay, so let's go over here, and I do want to X out. Like, one issue with Claude that I'm having is, okay, like even like this right here, we should be able to, if you guys look, I guess you guys can't see it right now. You'll see it in the screenshot. So if you guys look down here at the screenshot, and this is CleanShot X, this is a really important tool that I do use in my workflow. So this here, I want users should be able to change their model and provider here as well. They should be able to click on the model, and it should show a pop-up window that allows them to change the provider and model. Mythos is not going to drop tomorrow. It's going to drop today, guys, just so you know. It's going to drop today. All right, so I'm just gonna drop this in here, launch 2 sub-agents, and get this working correctly. How is your setup going to shake out when Claude drops the P usage? I don't actually personally don't use it. So like with Bridge Space and what we're doing, it's not gonna impact too much. What's the difference between Bridge Agent and the Hermes desktop app? So Hermes is like a general purpose assistant, and I think that Hermes has definitely paved the way with agents. I do think that the release of the Hermes Agent desktop app, for me personally, was a big sign of how early on we are with agents. Like, I think that 5 years down the line, Nuos Research, or Noos Research, however you pronounce it, I think that they're actually going to be like a very big deal. And right now, it's like OpenAI in the very early days. Noos Research, they are the ones doing it right. OpenClaw, like the fact that people are freaking out over a desktop app shows you how early on we are into this. But what I'm gonna do with Bridge Agent is we're gonna hyper niche Bridge Agent, okay? Bridge Agent is basically going to be an agent for vibe coders, okay? We're not gonna market it, and we're not gonna build an agent that's just another general purpose agent where you leave the user to figure everything out and it's really complicated to set up. We're gonna make it super simple to set up, and we're gonna make it super easy to use, and we're gonna hyper niche it. We're gonna hyper specialize it to vibe coding and software development. And that's how we're gonna enter the market. Gemini 3.5 Live just released. Want to test it against Grok TTS for Bridge Assistant? We could. Yes, we could do that. Okay, dang. Okay, thank you, Super Combo. Is it an open router yet? Thank you, Wisio Studios. I appreciate that. Yeah. Jose said, I can't wait for the model to drop. Let's go. Let's go, man. All right, so there's Cloudflare. We're dropping Cloudflare in as an integration. All right, open dashboard. All right, so I am going to launch. All right, let's go over here. Make the onboarding better for Bridge Voice. Okay, so Jira, if you guys are just getting here and you don't know what's dropping today, today is actually a very, very like big day in the world of AI. And it's because Claude Mythos, which is now Claude Fable, okay, this is dropping today, okay? There's an 85% chance in Polymarket, which is very, very high. It's currently rolling out. If you guys look over here, I just made an X post about this, but we're gonna see is that Claude Mythos has appeared in the Google Cloud Console. Okay, so this is what happens when they roll these models out, is the first place that they show up is going to be in the Google Cloud Console. If you guys want to take a closer look at this, I just dropped that in the chat. But this is Claude. It's going to be Claude Fable. You know, this is what we're seeing, and I think that we're going to receive it probably within the next couple hours. I mean, you're looking at 85%, which is very, very high on Polymarket with that much volume. 210,000 in volume, that's a lot. Somebody said no new apps in mind. Will you stick to BridgeMind? So you guys are actually starting to see this. And one thing I will say is that, like, for those of you that don't know me, you know, and This is actually, okay, so if you look at the board, okay, I'm going to make a video about this. I'm not going to go too deep into like what my plans are for the next 3 months, but you guys can look at the goals. You can see some of the goals up there. But one of the goals right here at the bottom, do you guys see how it says 2 triathlons? So literally, I used to be like a very serious triathlete, and I was just constantly training for triathlon and stuff. And I need to get back to that. Like, for example, yesterday I didn't stream, so I was able to go on like a 20-mile bike ride, and it just made me so happy. And that's like one of the things that I love to do most. And I definitely, like, there is some extent, like, if you guys are at the startup phase of your journey, right, and you guys are like, there's some extent where you literally have to grind. Like in the early days of BridgeMind, I streamed every single day, and you couldn't get me to stop streaming, right? Because that was what was required to get BridgeMind off the ground. You need to stream every day because this is what's driving everything, right? And there is, to some extent, where streaming is incredibly important. It's just that, like, for example, there's other elements to my life now and other elements to BridgeMind that aren't solely streaming that are also very important for my life as a whole and what I want to accomplish in my life, as well as what's important for the business. Like, hey, posting on X, making YouTube videos, making sure that I have enough shorts that are automatically posting through View Creator. Like, these are all things that help the success of the business, and it's different from when I first started, right? Like, when you first start, like, hey, just hammer out the streams, dude. Like, you know, and it's just different. Do I stream on TikTok? I don't stream on TikTok, but I do post on TikTok. Are you worried that AI will ruin your ability to think for yourself? Well, the thing is that with AI, it changes what you're able to accomplish. So I'm not worried about, oh, am I gonna lose the ability to code? Like, that's already gone. Like, if you ask me to code something, I can like answer confidently. Like, I would not be able to code Bridge Space on my own, right? But it's like, can you do 1,750,842 divided by 19 in your head immediately? Like, can you do that? Probably not. But if you use a calculator, you're gonna get that, and you're gonna get it exactly, and you're gonna get it very quickly. So why wouldn't you use the calculator, right? And, you know, earlier in the world, like, hey, it probably was more important to know how to do math in your head, right? But now we have calculators, right? And it's the same thing. Like, you don't need to necessarily worry about, oh, I need to, you know, be able to write code. Like, if you wanted me to write Bridge Space, I wouldn't be able to do it. But the thing is, I know how to use AI to do it for me. Okay, so Ponte over on Twitch said, BridgeSpace creates new work trees per window automatically, and after done, does it push plus PR merge? So that is up to you. You can go here, and you can create new Git work trees like this. So if you see this here, you can create a Git work tree just with one click. You can create handoffs, and then you can handle everything. There also is skills for GitHub. Yeah, so Durgesh just called me an idiot, but I'm not too worried about it. All right, let's go over here. All right, so this is good. I need you to launch 2 deep dive agents to review the work and identify if this is ready to be deployed. Make sure that users are able to easily use the recommended shortcut. All right, guys, let's drop a 30 bomb real quick. Let's drop a 30 bomb. We got a couple agents working for us, but I'm very, very excited for what we're about to get today, guys. It's gonna be a big, big day, so. But yeah, there's a lot of new things that are like really exciting right now. Like, have you guys seen this here? Do you guys see this loop engineering? This is blowing up right now, loop engineering. Everybody's talking about this. Loop engineering is replacing yourself as the person who prompts the agent. You design the system that does it instead. A loop here can be thought of as a recursive goal where you define a purpose and the AI iterates until complete. It's roughly 5 building blocks, and Claude Code and Codex both have all 5 now. So I think that we may live in a world here soon where we're not just stuck endlessly prompting agents. And it's possible that Bridge Agent could help solve this. And I think that, like, if you set up Hermes Agent really well, I think that you can solve it. But I think that we need better products to do this for us, right? Like, I think that we had ChatGPT prompt copy and paste, and then we had Cursor, which is just prompt the agents working in the code base. And I now do think that we're probably gonna, let's say in the next like year, move into a world where agents like Hermes agents or Bridge agents are able to actually just like autonomously develop software for you. And we'll see if we can build that. But that's what I think is gonna be a pretty big deal. And I think that definitely is a good mission to look at. But let's drop a 30 bomb. Are you gonna stream once Mythos drops? Yeah, we're gonna start a new stream. Yeah, for everybody wondering if if Mythos is going to drop today. It's going to drop today. We're going to get it within the next few hours. We're going to get it live on this stream. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Who did them with me, chat? All right, so we do have these logos dropping in. Try the Norway triathlon. I've never heard of that. Yeah, the coolest triathlon I did, and I have pictures that I could show you guys sometime, was this one out in Boulder, Colorado. It was amazing. I did it with my best friend from childhood, and it was like just an incredible experience. Literally doing a triathlon in the mountains, nothing better than that. Do you compete directly with Base 44 or Lovable? No. Rodrigo, yeah, the push-up stuff is real. Yeah, make sure you do your push-ups, guys. Okay, this looks good. The thing I'm most interested in, though, is like, okay, so Hermes agent, Bridge agent, open the dashboard. Opus is really slow today. Really slow today. Okay. Let's do one thing real quick. We have to get it out of this max effort mode. High is honestly good enough. High is all you need, guys. I just want to drop this in. I need you to review the design here and help me significantly improve it. Identify ways that we can improve the design and then update the code accordingly. Jack Spade, what's up, man? How's it going? All right, hold up here. I got rate limit today a lot with 4 agents running. Yeah, literally the start of the stream, I got rate limit. Look at this. All rate limits here. Crazy. Crazy. But yeah, I'm super excited today. This is the biggest day that we've had in a while. Chat, how are you guys feeling about Mythos? Like, are you guys concerned about like the price? How are you guys feeling about it? All right, hold on, guys. I'm getting a call. All right, hold on, guys. I'm gonna have to take this call just for a minute. I'm gonna mute my mic. Just give me a minute. I'm gonna have to hold on here. It's actually an important one, so I'll be right back, guys. Just give me 1 second, okay? Hey, Dario, what's up? Yeah, no, I just muted my mic. They can't hear me. Yeah. Okay. Yep, 12:30. 12 to 1? Oh, okay. All right. Goal for 12:30, 12 to 1. No, I won't tell him. Yep. No, we're ready. The bridge army is ready. The bridge army is ready. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, $250,000 would be good. $250,000 would be good. But yeah, I'm watching the account right now. Okay, yeah, I just got it. Okay, yep, sounds good. Yep, I'll be ready. And yep, I'll talk to you after the stream. Yep, good luck, Dario. See ya. All right, what's up, guys? Sorry about that. That was my grandma. She just gave me a little call. Can't decline the calls from Grammy. But all right, let's get back to it. But yeah, so we could be getting Mythos today. Mythos. Let's go. But yeah, like if you guys look at this here, I will say one thing. I would not suggest that you use Claude Max, because honestly, like a lot of these issues, like this one here has been going on for 31 minutes, right? And this was just not a task that I wanted to spend 30 minutes doing. Not like, I don't know. I don't think that you would want to spend 30 minutes doing some of these tasks. It's just a little bit overkill, to be honest with you. No, I think that Polymarket is pricing. It's gonna launch today. It's literally in the Google Cloud Console, guys. It's in the Google Cloud Console. Look at this. Look at this. This just showed up. Claude Fable 5. So this is according to the information, but this is what we're seeing. Claude Fable 5. Apparently it's going to be priced at $10, $50, which would be really good, I think. All right. But yeah, get it off of max effort level, guys. I don't think it's worth it. I need you to launch 2 deep dive agents and review how we can make it so that it is super simple for users to connect their GitHub, Cloudflare, Sentry, and PostHog account. Identify if it would be best if we just set tokens or if we put them through an OAuth flow, or what the best approach would be. But review what we currently have and make sure that these integrations are set well. And I also need you to add a skills page to the settings page respectively. Whereas Mythos, it's gonna be out from my sources, which I can't disclose. We're looking at probably like the next hour or two. Yeah, releasing 2 models a week apart. I think that, to be honest, I think that they released Opus 4.8 in, basically they released it because they knew that they needed to release Mythos. So they basically launched Opus 4.8 early. Opus 4.7 was a disaster. They launched Opus 4.8 to try and fix the disaster, and now they launched Mythos. But the thing is that we're not going to be looking at benchmarks. We're going to be seeing, are there new capabilities? KG Tachi said, I wonder if this makes GPT 5.6 release faster on Polymarket. Well, the thing is that on Polymarket, the release is so far off that I don't think that we are going to get that release anytime soon. Man, this looks bad when it's on smaller screen sizes. Let's fix that. And again, it's just that effort level. Like, you got to fix that effort level. Let's switch it over here. I need you to review what Bridge Agent looks like when the window is shrunk down and is smaller. The responsiveness of the design is terrible. Would you identify how we can improve the responsiveness so that it looks much better on smaller window sizes? All right, hold up. There's NCS music on. Let me get this off. I don't like that. Are you working on any new features for the ecosystem? I am, yes. Yeah, there's actually, the FN key working for Bridge Voice is a really big deal. Hold on, let me expand this real quick. All right, let's go down here. I am new. Can you explain in 2 sentences what BridgeMind is doing? I am a developer. So, first of all, if you guys look at this, okay, this is actually like a very common way of developing now, okay? This is vibe coding, this is agentic coding, this is AI coding, okay? It's all the same, but this is what it looks like, okay? So rather than you being in VS Code, rather than you being in Cursor and developing like with like looking at code and stuff, like you literally just give tasks to the agents and the agents are able to do them for you. I have all of my workspaces over here on the left. So for example, if I wanted to go work inside of this workspace, I would go over here and let's say that I just said, I want you to add in a new free plan for Vibe Academy that will give users access to a singular course on Vibe Academy. Review the entire stack and identify how we need to update the enums in the database and the API to add in this new pricing tier And then I need you to update everything, including pricing pages, to add the new free option so that users are able to try out Vibecademy. So for example, we can add a free option here, and I'll just speak with my voice. I'll drop in, I honestly don't even need to drop in any references here. Oh, you know what I did though? I did change the directory that this is in. So I actually need to switch this up a little bit because this is now different. Hold on, let me change my preset here. So another cool thing about BridgeSpace is you do have these presets. And if you go over here, I did just change this preset. So let's go over here, and this is now a different preset. So let's go back. So CD BridgeMind, CD Vibecademy inside of BridgeMind, and then that's the new preset. Let's go over here, save changes, and then let's launch these terminals. And then boom, drop it in. What do you use to make sure that whatever agents and anything you are running, it remembers yesterday's session? So like, what do you mean? Just like memory? Is this Chromium or Mac native? So it's actually neither. It's WebView. We're using WebView. Are all the windows in the same workspace? So now you have 12 windows. Yeah, so these windows are, these all, so if you look up here, I'm in workspace 9, which I'll just rename this to the BridgeMind workspace, okay? And you can go check this out at bridgemind.ai, but this is how I develop, and I think that ADEs are actually very common now. You know, it's interesting, now that I've been using them for a while, right? Now that I've been vibe coding like in public and stuff for a while, it's like literally you can go back to day 1 of this journey, and it's very interesting because you can see where vibe coding has come from. Like literally if you go back to day 1, we were using cursor, and like cursor still like was in the IDE view, and you had like a sidebar where you would talk to the agents, but now it's like fully agentic driven development. Like it's all agents. Okay, great work. I now need you to bump the version and get all local changes pushed to production with the new release so that it gets released. Yeah, so you can use bridge memory. So literally, if you go over here and you click this is bridge memory. So I can just go to the graph view because I think that gives you a really good understanding of how it works. So if you look at this is a memory system, okay? And this is the memory system that's able to drive your agents, and this works inside of BridgeSpace. But like, to be honest, guys, all this stuff is like very common now. Like if you're not using an ADE like BridgeSpace or another ADE, you need to figure out how to use an ADE because most people are using this now. Oh, 100%. Thomas said, with such a complicated tool, can someone that doesn't know how to code vibe code? 100%. Like, 100%. You do not need to know how to code to vibe code successfully. Like, you'll definitely, if you know how to code, at the end of the day, AI is going to be an extension of the developer. So if you, like, and that's the current state of things, right? Like, I do envision, I've always said this, I do think that the AI tools are going to get better. And just in the same way that we went from using ChatGPT and copying and pasting, then we transitioned to Claude Code and Codex where we were prompting, I think that we're going to live in a world where literally you just have AI like completely running things autonomously. And it has recursive self-improvement and basically have recursive software development driven by agents, whether that's a bridge agent, whether that's a Hermes agent. I think that agents are probably the way that things are headed, because right now, I mean, you can even argue that what we're doing now is barbaric, where basically you just are prompting 24/7. Like, is that really what we're going to be doing in 5 years? Probably not. No, this is not free. Yeah, so if you guys are curious, like, BridgeSpace is not free. Oh, look who it is, WDan. WDan said, memory is the one thing I keep separate but integrated from any provider. Portable memory lets you move with the changing industry. 100% WDan, that's very well said. How do you manage cross-agent changes across same files? Are you creating a new Git branch across each terminal or in the same Git branch? Sorry for calling you an idiot, by the way. It's all good. Honestly, I get called an idiot all the time, so I get used to it. At the end of the day, it's like, hey, I can just do my best and I can be myself. And, you know, some people are going to like me, some people are going to hate me. And I'm just at the point now where it's like, hey, that's okay. And whatever you guys think of me, I'm just going to be myself and do my best. And, you know, that's going to be that. But to answer your question, so my strategy is this. I'm actually going to open up the editor just so you guys can kind of see this. So in BridgeSpace, you do have this editor, and you may look at this and be like, whoa, holy mono repo, right? But pretty much the way that I have stuff set up is I get it set up in a way where I can, when I'm prompting, I literally will reference whatever I'm working with while I'm prompting. So for example, if I needed to add Vibecademy, I could literally do that. I can now add Vibecademy, I can pull up this right here, and I can copy this prompt, and then I can just drop that in, and I can submit this prompt, right? And pretty much, like, now that agent, even though it's working in this massive mono repo, first of all, the agent can grep any other project that it needs. They're all on the dev branch, so pretty much what I'll do is I'll develop and I'll get something to a certain point, and then I will deploy the code when I've done enough QA testing. But you can also do a lot of QA testing. Like, for example, I can go over here, and I think this one's actually ready. I need you to launch 2 deep dive agents to review the code that we have locally, and if it's safe to commit, I'm ready for you to bump the version and deploy the release. Okay, Anad said, right now the time is 8:48. In PT, it will release by 9. If you're on ET, it will be up by 12 p.m. Mark my word. Yeah, so I think that we are going to get it soon. Let's take a quick look at Polymarket. What are we at right now? So we're at 82%. So it's gone down, but I mean, guys, I think that we're going to get it today. These releases can be anywhere from 12 to 1 to 2. I think it's possible that we could get it within the next 8 minutes, like literally. So we'll keep an eye on it, but we already saw it in the Google Cloud Console. So if you guys look here, I did make this X post. We're seeing it in the Google Cloud Console here. And yeah, this is going to release today. Okay, Steve is Legend said, so when you are directly telling that agent to go into a specific folder to input and output what that agent is doing. Yeah, so literally, like, what you guys saw me do here, for example, is like, I literally just at that directory, right? And you add the context that you need to give to your agent. That's like one quick vibe coding tip that if you're not using that, like, that's going to help you a ton. Consistency, my guy, 100%. What's something new you're hoping to see in Mythos? That's a great question. So this is like, so for, if any of you are like new that are watching, I've been in this space now for over 3.5 years. Okay. So from the release of ChatGPT, I've been vibe coding. So vibe coding has changed over the years, and what vibe coding has looked like has completely changed over the years. But I've been around in the space for some pretty substantial model improvements, okay? And just so you know, we have not had a substantial model improvement or capability leap since Opus 4.5, okay? Everything since Opus 4.5 has been a small step, but Opus 4.5 was the last big leap that we had in capability. And the biggest thing that I look for in a new model release is not the benchmarks, because the benchmarks don't mean anything at this point, especially like SweetBench Pro. You guys can see Minimax M3 beats out GPT 5.5 in SweetBench Pro. And if you know anything about the space, you'll know that that model is not good. It's a cheap Chinese model. It comes nowhere close in capability to GPT 5.5, okay? So I don't care if Mythos has a score of 20 on SweetBench Pro or a score of 100% on SweetBench Pro. It means nothing. What really matters and what I'm looking for is I'm looking for things that were not possible to now be possible. So when you're vibe coding for 12 hours a day, right? And when you're doing that continuously over and over and over and over and over again, you get a feel for like, okay, this is possible. If you do something like this, it's either going to take, 10 shots to get there, or it's just not possible at all. And what I look for is I look for a change in what's possible. So for example, with Bridge Agent, hey, that's a new project, right? And I think that that's going to be something that, and I'll make a video about it so everybody's kind of clued in, but it's going to be a very big goal to basically build an autonomous software agent, okay? That's similar to Hermes agent, but it's hyper specialized for vibe coding. I think that that is the way that things are headed with vibe coding. I think that getting the human out of the loop is definitely something that is coming. But with Mythos, what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a jump in capability. I'm looking for something that is going to be like, oh, whoa, I wasn't able to do that. And no benchmark is going to test that, right? Like, there's literally not a singular benchmark. I don't care about artificial analysis. I don't care about Deep Suite. I don't care about Cursor Bench. I don't care about BridgeBench. There is no singular benchmark that is able to benchmark these models in a way that will truly tell you what the best model is. It's more so from use case. Like, oh, I'm now doing something that is now possible that was not possible before, and only you will be able to be the judge of that. But there's models like O1 that were massive jumps in capability, right? And everybody felt it, everybody saw it. People are saying that it's neutered. Somebody said, how long do I stream? Honestly, the streaming, like I used to stream every single day. I stream as much as I can now, but really like my ultimate goal, just like in life in general, a lot of people, like I talk about this on stream too, is that I want freedom, okay? I'm doing BridgeMind because I want to be able to be free. I want to be able to wake up and do something that I care about. I want to be able to wake up and do what I love. I love vibe coding. I have an incredible passion for it. I have an incredible passion for AI. I don't have an incredible passion for like being like tied down to a job. I want to be like a little bit of a free spirit. So with streaming, you know, I stream as much as I can. What is ARR? It's annual recurring revenue. Check Claude Code, new model just dropped, I think. I wouldn't worry about the ARR dropping. That's just normal business. And, you know, it sucks, right? Like, I like the ARR. I mean, first of all, it's gonna, if I don't stream every single day, it's going to drop, first of all. But guys, like I'm at the point now where I'm just like not super concerned about ARR. I think that whenever you're doing something like day to day, it's going to fluctuate. But if you continue to show up over a long period of time and you are consistent with what you're doing and you have a strategy, you're going to be like pretty successful over time. Also, the stream delay, just so you guys know, on YouTube, I set it to ultra low latency, so I see your guys' chats a lot faster, so it's kind of nice because I can kind of see you guys respond in real time. It's much better. I'm going to start doing that more because previously I had like a 30-second delay. Now the delay is pretty much 0. I saw a past stream that happened for about 12 hours. Insane work. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. All right, so this one's now done. I do want to go over here, and I'm just going to say, hold on, let's see this here. That agent's red build. Okay. Let's go pull this up real quick. Okay, hold on. I am going to use Codex real quick. If you guys haven't been using Codex, I do recommend that you get a plan. And this extra high fast model, very good. You're gonna kill your limits with it, but it is good. I need you to review the Bridge Agent desktop app and help me build out a fully scalable testing suite and build out the best practice testing suite for scalability for this application. Launch 3 deep dive agents to help you build this. No new update for space. We're launching a new update today. It's actually right over here. This one's updating. It's 3.1.13. But a big update did come to Bridge Voice. Caveman Craft, that's nice, yeah. Yeah, I think that like, yeah, I mean, all right, these agents are working. This one looks good. Let's pull this up. I want a way to easily test this. Let me just do this real quick. But guys, I do think that Opus sometimes can take a little bit too long to get its task done. All right, hold on. Bridge Agent desktop is what it's called. How do I run this in dev mode? And would you kill the process that's currently running it in dev mode? What is the command to run it in dev mode? Where Mythos at? Super combo, you got to go to lunch, man. You got to go to lunch and it'll drop. My Codex told me that if I had set fast mode, I would have saved 8 hours last week. That's actually really interesting. Yeah, the fast mode for Codex, I highly recommend it. You're going to run through your usage faster, but extra high takes a long time to get done, and extra high fast is pretty good. I'm really liking the lower latency on the stream, to be honest, because I can see your guys react like much faster. How many hours do you sleep? Do you do meditation to keep yourself motivated and calm? So Techie Post, I'm going to be honest with you guys, all right? When I've been like building BridgeMind is starting to get into like a little bit of a new era, okay? Like if you guys have been around for a while, I'm going to be honest, like things feel different now than when I first started, and that's typical with anything, right? Like that's going to happen where, hey, for example, when I had 1,000 subscribers and nobody was watching, right? Which was a thing, right? Like when the first like 10 streams, right? Nobody was watching, but I stayed consistent, and literally I just said, you know what? Full send, I'm all in, and I streamed pretty much every single day, right? And then I was able to build BridgeMind, and I was able to build an incredible community. If you guys haven't already joined the BridgeMind Discord community, let's go over there and see what's going on. I bet people are probably going pretty crazy today with the model release, but let's go over here. So this is our Discord community. You guys can see that it's pretty active. This is literally how many chats we've had since the last time I saw it. Oh my gosh. Wait, what's going on here? Okay, So check this out. So I'm gonna give a quick shout out to newly joined members. We currently have 11,404 members. Shout out to Diver, shout out to Nikhil, shout out to Zavi, shout out to Cursor Hex. Welcome to the community, guys. There is a link in the chat if you guys want to join the Discord community. Somebody said it's not coming today, guys. We're gonna get it today. All right. Look at this. You got 84%. That is very, very high. Okay. And it has showed up in the model selector. You guys see this? It's in the model selector for Google Cloud Console. So it has been confirmed too that it's gonna release today. So yeah, the last time we said that it wasn't gonna come today, it did come today. So I feel like Anthropic is much more. Oh, how many hours of sleep do I get? And if I meditate, so I try to get 8 hours of sleep per night. I'm pretty serious about that. Like, pretty much my point was that, like, hey, you know, it's very important to get sleep. It's also very important to exercise. You know, I'm going to get really more so back into like triathlons and stuff because it's just important for me. Like I can't, you know, I can do BridgeMind to this point for like 10 months. But I have to start, you know, getting back into shape. Not that I'm like not in shape, but just like, hey, training for a triathlon I think would be good for me. And I just want to be honest with you guys. Like I need to start doing that again. It's very important. All right. But like even this right here, do you guys see this? I just asked it a very simple question, and yes, it's gonna kill the dev servers that are running, which is good, but sometimes I do feel like Claude is just taking too much time. Do I track sleep? I don't track my sleep. Rag said, I am literally addicted to your streams. I am also building with AI. I am creating a CLI agent, but with a learning harness. Any things you would recommend that current tools don't have or miss? So you're building like a CLI agent, like a competitor to Claude Code, basically. Bridge Voice and Bridge MCP, please recreate them. I don't know. I think that, I mean, I use them personally. So do you think that raw coding knowledge or the ability of finding the necessary code to change things is the gap between open and closed models? The gap between open and closed models, first of all, I think that the gap between open source and closed source models is a lot bigger than people suggest. Like a lot of people talk about, oh, Abdul said, my bad, I meant the icons. He doesn't like the icons, okay. Okay, if you wanted to start with space today, what's the roadmap looking like? For Bridge Space? What are your expectations for Mythos realistically? Well, the thing is with Mythos, why am I excited about it, right? Well, I'm excited about Mythos for like one big reason, and it's that this is a new class of model, okay? So if you guys remember 01, when 01 initially released, that was the first reasoning model from OpenAI, okay? So previously to 01, we just had models that you basically prompted them, they started outputting immediately, right? But then they integrated it, they created this reasoning model, right? And that did make the models way better. And with 01, it was a new class of model, so the capabilities then went off the chart. I literally remember for that particular day, as you guys know, I had an online therapy platform, and that particular day, we were building out, hold on, this here. Okay, so literally, okay, so literally that day I was working on a feature and I was using GPT-4o and I was using Claude. I think it was 3.5 at the time. I think it was 3.5. And we got 01 and immediately things that were not possible with 4.0 and 3.5 were made possible because I one-shotted the feature that I had literally been working on like for 8 hours. So that's where AI, like when I have experienced things like that, what excites me about Mythos is that we could potentially be getting a new class of model that where we see improvements like that, right? And I think to get improvements like that, you need a new class of model. You need model that is trained in a different way with a new, like, with a completely different set of, like, this is how the model functions, this is the approach with this model, and we don't know what that is, right? I'm assuming that they're going to explain it, and we'll dive into it today of, like, hey, obviously with O1 it was that, hey, now we have reasoning models, right? And that was obviously the big differentiating factor there. But with this, it's you know, it's going to be different. Okay, let's see this here. Run it in your own terminal, obviously. npm run tare dev. Okay, so let's try this. I'm going to go over to BridgeMind dev here, and I'm just going to pop open another terminal. We're going to cd over into bridge agent desktop. And I will say, we did fix that performance issue. If you guys, you know, watched the last stream, I was struggling through this performance issue, and I was able to solve it, which was very nice. We were able to get that solved. So shout out to everybody that was helpful in solving that. Mythos when? Probably within the next hour or two. Any words for Carpathy? Carpathy is 2 on the Project Mythos. Okay. Are you concerned about AI training on AI slop? Is all these models knowledge cutoff is like last year? Well, we'll see what the knowledge cutoff is from Mythos. Let's just focus in on Mythos a little bit. Okay, so here is the new dashboard. Here is the provider modal. Very basic. All right, hold on. We do have code being updated, so we'll let it update. Is Mythos releasing to the public? Yes. Yeah, I did fix the YouTube delay, Oko. Yeah. Literally, I went in and I turned on ultra low latency, okay? And I'm going to start doing that because it is annoying. It makes it more, honestly, it makes the chat boring. If literally I do something and then I read your guys' chats, like, I think the delay was like 30 seconds. Now the delay on the YouTube stream is just a couple seconds, so add Claude sub support. Let's talk soon, Super Combo. We'll talk about it for sure. All right, let's try this. Hello. All right, let's drop a 30 bomb real quick, guys. Mythos is coming. We need to keep the energy. All right, let's go. Let's move the desk up. The standing desk is very nice. Everybody in the chat's asking Mythos when. Do I only use Claude? I know I use Claude and Codex, but wow, look at this, guys. 90%. 90%. 90%. Literally, the odds for it releasing today are higher than the odds for it releasing tomorrow. Well, technically, it's released by, but man, that is, yeah, we are going to get it very, very soon, chat. Let's go. All right, let's drop a 30 bomb. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Claude 5 Fable soon in less than 30 minutes. Let's go. Let's go, guys. I can't wait. Okay, just so you guys know, I've got 3. Music is too loud. All right, let me know if you guys think the music is too loud. That was 25. Let's go, guys. All right, so let's open the dashboard here. So this is what it looks like. Okay, Bridge Agent powered by BridgeMind Fire. All right, is this just crashing every time I enter something? But this is what I'm saying, guys. I think that with a little lower. Okay, I'll lower it a little bit. Here. Oh, I see. Wait. All right, let me know if that's a good volume, guys. Do you have a 5090? I do not, no. What will I do once I get to 1 million? A lot of people ask me that question. And one thing I will say is that, like, you guys can look up here, okay? I want to highlight this to you guys just because I want to be genuine, okay? Do you guys see this? There's a lot of business goals here with BridgeMind, but then this is the first time that I've actually put a personal life goal in there, 2 triathlons. I literally used to be training for triathlon like 3 to 5 hours a day. Like, After my last startup, I took 6 months off to decide what I want to do next. And then I was just training for triathlon. And I do miss that. But obviously I have so much more on my plate with BridgeMind, but I don't want to just lose something that I used to love. So that's the first time that I've actually put up goals related to, there we go. That was actually really fast too. Okay. OG intro for the Mythos review stream. Oh yeah, it's gonna be, wait, OG intro, what do you mean OG intro? My prediction is 1227 is possible. Let's go. All right, let's launch Codex. Yeah, but do not sleep on Codex either. I'm mainly a Claude user, but I'm gonna be honest. This GPT 5.5 extra high fast, fire, okay? It's very good. I need you to launch 3 deep dive agents and find ways that we can significantly improve performance. All right. It's better. What's better than DGX Sparks? What keeps you going every day? I have 30K MRR, and someday I just lost and don't know what to do in life. Well, that's the thing. Like, you know, money is not going to make you happy. Success is not going to make you happy. I think that relationships are incredibly important. I'm not going to give you guys a huge spiel. But I mean, yeah, I mean, BridgeMind is at 17K in MRR. And obviously, like, now we have sights on bigger goals. You know, August 31st, 50,000 MRR. That's what we're shooting for. And, you know, that goalpost will continue to move. But there's other things that are incredibly important in life. Prediction on the NBA Finals. I don't watch the NBA Finals. Like, I do watch like the recaps and stuff, but not a ton. Try this, set a goal and tell it to manually QA and find 100 issues. That's actually a really good idea. Let's try that. So we'll do goal. I want you to manually test the Bridge Agent desktop and find all the issues in the desktop. Are you just a one-man team? Yes. All right, let's try this. I want you to test Bridge Agent desktop. So that's a goal. So this is something that's getting more and more prevalent is goals. Is Bridge MRR being developed? We're not working on it right now. Something like, and I've been very genuine about this, just like, hey, we need focus. Bridge MRR, good idea, something that I would like to develop eventually. There's just too much on my plate to focus on it right now. Tell it to date or time and work for 5 hours. Trust. Interesting, Mitchell. Can we integrate Claude into it? Into what? Also, guys, what's the status here? We're at 88% here, guys. 88%. How much do I spend on AI per month? I spend about $1,000, maybe a little bit more now. Okay. Let's go over here. All right, so if we go now, let's just open the dashboard and let's go over to settings. And we have so many updates being made simultaneously, so it can mess with this. But if I go over here, okay, perfect. So here is Cloudflare, PostHog, Sentry, and GitHub. Perfect. Skills. Perfect. Perfect, 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 perfect. Okay. Okay. Nice. Oh my gosh. All right. Let's go, guys. All right, we got some. I kind of like this one. Okay, and then, wow. Okay, I will say this. Opus 4.8, man, it may work for a while, but that model is like really, really good. Just so you guys know, Opus 4.8, pretty much we had a bunch of agents going and then just like boom, like now we have all these features. So now look at this. So now with GPT 5.5, it was able to pick up on that where it knows, okay, you want GPT 5.5, you want GPT 5.4, and you can go to extra high. Let's try extra high fast mode. Like literally, will this work? So it saves automatically. We can click done. And then let's just say, hello there. What's your name? Dark City, yeah. Midnight City. Hi, I'm Bridge Agent. Hey, okay. Awesome. That's sick. Okay, one thing I want, guys, is I want the BridgeMind logo. I want Bridge Agent to be like up here. Okay, this is actually sick. Okay, and we're currently waitlisting for this, okay? So this is gonna be, we're gonna open this up. My approach with this is we're gonna open this up for free to beta testers, okay? That are in the community. Put the Bridge Agent logo up here. All right, sick. This one's easy. Put the Bridge Agent logo up here, please. Try the Qwen 3.6 35B model. I've actually tried that already. Let's go start human coding, not vibe coding. So Gorok, I would highly recommend that you start vibe coding if you haven't already. Also, for anybody that's interested in trying out Bridge Space, you can go to bridgemind.ai and use code V3 for 50% off. I do recommend the pro version because you'll get Bridge Voice, which is the voice to text tool that you guys see. I've been using it. And then Bridge Space, which is how I vibe code. And I've built both of those products, and they're literally under the same subscription, under the same product suite. Just go to bridgemind.ai and go check it out. All right, let's check Polymarket. How does the new loop workflow work in Bridge Agent? So yeah, so that is the biggest thing that I'm starting to see. And just so you guys know, like, you know, it's honestly very, it's very nostalgic for me. Okay, sometimes I will literally find myself watching old BridgeMind streams because I know how difficult it was to get here, right? And I just want you guys to know, like, with whatever you're doing, do not stop, do not quit, okay? If you're building something, put in the work, put in the effort, and over time, I promise you, you will succeed. It's not even a question, okay? And you know, I think that, like, you know, iShot said, you came so far, I am starting today. Let's go, man. That's what I'm talking about. Do we need an OpenAI Claude Code subscription in addition to the BridgeMind Pro? So yeah, so you bring your own subscriptions. And the thing about, like, if you guys are considering, like, any coding plans, I highly recommend getting an OpenAI plan or an Anthropic plan. And the reason is because you're gonna get the best usage limits. There was a while where I was wanting to potentially build my own coding agent, which I potentially could. But the thing is like, I'm not gonna build anything that I'm not passionate about and I don't believe in. And the biggest problem that you have when it comes to building something like a coding agent, let's say, right? And I think that there was somebody in the chat that basically said, hey, I'm building a coding agent. The one thing that I would watch out for is that usage, and the AI usage that you get is a massive factor when it comes to what plans that you should get. So for example, you're gonna have a very hard time competing with Claude Code and Codex, not because it's some incredible coding tool, which it also is an amazing coding tool, but you can build a coding agent that does a lot of good things. The biggest sell point of Claude Code and of Codex is that you get usage, and they're gonna subsidize the usage. So that, like, whenever you're building like an AI product or anything like that, that's just definitely one thing that you need to consider. Neo said, very inspirational. I was vibe coding a SaaS for my university while watching your streams, made $400 in 1 month, which is quite a lot in my country. Let's go, Neo. That's what I like to hear. Let's go, man. Congratulations. Drew, you crack me up. There's currently a hater in the chat that doesn't like vibe coding, and Drew just asked him what his MRR was. That's funny. All right, where are we at on this Mythos release, guys? Oh my gosh. It's coming. It is coming, chat. Let's go. 90%. 90%. We are getting this today. How expensive do I think Mythos will be? Well, apparently we currently have, people are saying that it could potentially be $10 and $50, which would be incredible. When they initially opened it up for access to, like, in Project Glasswing, which basically they said that this model was so powerful that they couldn't release it to the public, okay? It was too powerful to release to the public. So they initially gave it to like Apple and all these Fortune 500 companies so that they could patch any vulnerabilities. And, you know, they basically sold it to them at $25 and $125. So people up to this point have been saying, Mythos is going to be great, but it's going to be way too expensive. But now initial reports that are coming out today that it's like from a leak is that it's going to be $10 and $50, which is a completely different story. So I'm actually really excited to see the pricing. I think that that's going to be a very, very big factor. Nah, FX, not your firstborn. Maybe your secondborn, though. Yeah, no, Tony, 100%. So if you're not familiar with traditional code, it does make you a weak vibe coder. But one thing I will say, just to kind of play devil's advocate, is that as AI gets better, the requirement for you to be a really good engineer goes down, because AI is able to, you know, basically offset that. Like any knowledge that you don't have, it's going to be able to offset it. Let's pull up Bridge Agent real quick. Okay, let's pull up this and let's go over to the settings. So wasn't it like, I think it was like midnight. Midnight is sick. Comfortable, spacious. I like compact. Okay, integration. So it's just going to be focused. Remember, guys, this is going to be a hyper specialized agent. Okay, and the goal is to create an agent that you can use for completely autonomous software development. And with one of my Hermes agents, I've basically created this, but it was very difficult to create. It's very difficult to manage. And what I want to do now is I want to build my own solution. Okay. A Starship. Okay, so a Starship, I would say, I don't know. I disagree. I respectfully disagree. I think that the coding knowledge that you need to be a successful vibe coder is going down for the necessary knowledge that you need. Okay. Okay, I don't like the Z index here, needs to be fixed. But like, for example, let's just say this, right? Let's say I don't know anything about a Z index, right? I need you to fix how this is not over. I need it to not cut off, right? Something very stupid and very basic. But the thing is, I gave it the prompt, right? It has what it needs. It knows what a Z index is, and it's going to go fix it. I wish Mythos have free tokens. Yeah. Is it possible to invest in your company? It is not. No. Yeah, I funded it personally to get it started, and then now, for example, over the last 2 months, we've brought in 50,000 in net revenue, and the net profit on that 50,000 was 40,000, guys. 40,000. So I'm going to do a quarterly earnings report at the end of June so that you guys can actually see that and see basically what I'm spending money on. But initial results are very, very good. Nah, 86% is very high. I think we're going to get it today, guys. Okay, Bonfire said, I'm a very experienced programmer of 15 plus years. This is absolutely true what Matthew is saying. The technical capacity is absolutely way less required, not more required. That is silly. Yeah, I appreciate that, Bonfire. Yeah, I mean, like, I definitely, yeah, there's people that push back. I'm not saying that, like, oh, coding knowledge doesn't matter, because obviously if you can prompt the agents well. Stan, congrats. You just became a Bridge Gold member. Shout out to you, man. Thank you. But yeah, like, the thing is like, if you have more coding knowledge, you're going to be able to be a better vibe coder. And it's not just be like, oh, I'm a better vibe coder. It's more so like, hey, you understand software, right? So you know how to set up architecture, you know how to build infrastructure, you know all of these different principles, right? And what I see is that, yes, I do agree with you. That is going to be rewarded. If you know more about software development, you're going to be a better vibe coder just in general, right? But the thing is that as the models have gotten better, it's that technical knowledge requirement continues to go down. It's going down. So that's just something that I'm seeing. All right, these buttons here can go. Okay, let's go over here. And I want to do something right here. I need you to improve the design of the input container, make it more slim and compact, and also make it so that I can actually speak my prompts. Have users be able to set an API key for different voice to text providers. For example, actually, let's just make it a local model. I want to hook it up with Grok API, interface the Bridge Agent desktop with the Bridge Agent API, and hook up a voice to text input with the Bridge Agent API, and then create an endpoint that users are able to use with, we're gonna use Grok, and use the Whisper v3 Turbo model in Grok. All right, and this is gonna be that's gonna be a pretty big prompt. Then you can add a microphone input that users can click and then speak their prompts respectively. Okay. 100% in short term before models covers the full way towards non-technicals. The more non-technicals can meet the coders building the tools halfway, the better. Yeah. Hey man, thanks for your streams. I am building an AI hub for game and movie industry, and watching you is really motivating. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, keep on grinding, guys. Let's go. Shout out to Efex. Let's go. So close to 500 likes. Let's go. Let's drop a 30 bomb, guys. Guys, if you guys haven't done your push-ups, what are we doing? Okay, I'm training for 2 triathlons. Okay, the reason I do the push-ups is one reason. Okay, you have to stay in shape. Okay, if you are vibe coding and you're grinding, you're moving forward in life, you've got to take care of your body, okay? Because it makes you feel better, it gives you more energy. A lot of people, they think I'm on like meth or something, but no, okay? It's because I drop 30 bombs on the daily. Let's go. Let's go. All right, we just hit 500 likes. Let's go, guys. Thank you so much. If you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. I do have a goal for 100,000 likes by August 31st. I think we'll hit it, but it's up to you guys. Let's go. All right, we do have an update for Bridge Space pushing out now. Let's check up on it. Check the GitHub action workflow and give me a status update on it. 82,000 subs. Let's go, guys. 20 minutes a day for an entire year does wonders. 100%. Yeah. Yeah. It's honestly like really good for your mental health when you exercise and stuff. Like if you're working all the time and you're not getting exercise in, oof, that's gonna be hard. All right, we're at 85%. I'm not super worried about, at this point, the odds are so high that we're gonna get it today. I'm more interested in when are we gonna get it. Should be within the next couple hours, to be honest with you. It's coming. .8 versus 5.5. I think 4.8 is better overall. There's things with like GPT 5.5, it literally just can't design, right? And so if you're deciding between, oh, I want to get Opus 4.8 or Opus, GPT 5.5, it's like you just can't only have GPT 5.5 because it sucks so much at design. Okay, Patsy, I'll try that on the next one. David said, just subbed. How many tokens do you normally use a month from this? I'm not sure how many tokens, but it's like in the billions. It is billions. What does BridgeMind do? So, okay, you can go to bridgemind.ai and check it out, but basically BridgeMind is a vibe coding ecosystem, okay? So with a BridgeMind subscription, you get access to Bridge Voice, which is a voice-to-text tool, and then you also get access to the tool that I use for vibe coding, which is what I'm using here. This is BridgeSpace, okay? It's called an ADE, which stands for Agent Development Environment. Nobody uses IDEs anymore. Everybody's using ADEs, and it's a fairly new thing. But this is the best way to vibe code, in my opinion. Do you pay as you go? No. I would literally be running up like thousands of dollars a day if I was doing that. All right, let's open this. Okay, so we have skills, integrations. Another integration that I would like to add is AWS. Make it so that users are able to set up an AWS profile in their integrations, use the correct AWS logo, and also add Azure and Google Cloud Console as well for basically infrastructure and architecture integrations. All right. So we're currently waitlisting for this, okay? This is very early on with Bridge Agent. You guys are getting to see me start, but pretty much this is what Bridge Agent is, okay? This is gonna be software that builds itself, okay? I've been using this with Hermes agents, and Hermes agents are good, but they're very general, okay? Hermes agents are very general, and pretty much I had to do a ton of work to create Zach, which is running on one of my Mac Minis, which has access to my Cloudflare, it has access to my GitHub, it has access to my Sentry, it has access to my Posthog, it has access to my AWS, and I had to create all of these skills and this entire system so that I could actually create an agent that was useful for software development, right? And now what I'm doing is I'm basically now creating a agent that has the sole purpose, it is specialized in software development, particularly with looping. So if you guys have been hearing about loop engineering, that is what we are going to build with Bridge Agent, okay? And the reason that I'm building this is because I need it, okay? So a lot of people, they ask me, they say, why do you build things? Like, what gave you this idea? I only build things that I personally need and that I have, that I want to build to solve a problem that I have for myself, okay? Yes, I want you to fix the issue and then redeploy and bump the version and get it working. Update 2.1.170. Whoa, 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 whoa. All right, people are saying that it just dropped. Hold up here. People are saying that it just dropped. Hold on, guys. People in chat are saying that it's in version 3. Hold on. All right, nothing from Anthropic yet, but people in the chat. Okay, people are saying that it's dropped. People are saying that it's dropped. Hold up. Okay, hold up here, guys. Hold on. All right, Claude update. Okay, it's not 2.69. We did this last time. Force update my Claude Code to this version. Okay, people are saying that it's out right now, guys. Which models are you using? I'm using Opus 4.8 and GPT 5.5. I don't know. This is what happened with, it could be trolls, people just trolling, but let's just see. We'll see if we can force update it. Okay, people are saying that it's published. Hold up, let's see. I'm gonna force update this. Man, Opus 4.8 sometimes takes a little bit too long, okay? I'm gonna be honest. Okay, people are saying that they're trolling. There is no version released yet. But if you force update, this is how we got Opus 4.8 so early. Fable requires usage credits update. No, you're kidding, Mr. Koala. No way. Fable 5 requires usage credits? No, there's no way. Please, no. Don't do this to us, Anthropic. If it requires usage credits, that would literally be... Hold on, let's see what happens here. How to force update. I just asked confirming 2.1.70. I don't think that it's out. Hold on. Not published. Yeah, I don't think it's out. What I don't like, and I don't know, somebody just in the chat said that it's going to require usage, that somebody saw it. We don't know if that's true. Trello, thank you. Let's go. Not out. People are saying that's not out. Okay, okay. All right. It's not out. It's not out. It's not out. Just trolls in the chat. There was one time, this guy's probably not watching me. There's a guy in the BridgeMind community that we were hanging out. Somebody said that they legit got it. We were hanging out in one of the voice channels, and they trolled me into like that Sonnet was live, or like Sonnet 4 was live, or something like that. And I went live, and they were trolling. It was kind of funny. Will Mythos be out today? Yes, it should be out. Yeah, a lot of people are just trolling in the chat now, but we'll see. Let's just give it some time. Give it some time. All right, this is going to be added. So now we have model providers, we have appearance, and then this is the most important part, is the integrations, okay? And this will be important too, but you guys will see this. This is going to be really, really important for us to have. All right, you guys, this is going to be a really important prompt. Best is to check on Polymarket. The moment it's out, it will instantly jump to 99. Yeah. But there were literally times where, for example, and this is why, like, you actually can make, this is like, Polymarket's gambling. I don't advise that you gamble, but I will say on Polymarket, when Opus 4.8 dropped, we knew for sure that it was live, like 15 minutes before it was actually live, because we're in the trenches. Literally, we were able to force update to Opus, to like some Claude version, and we had Opus 4.8 and we're running Opus 4.8, and the Polymarket odds were like 95%, which obviously that's not a ton of money, 5%, but literally 5%. I mean, we literally were using the model, right? Fable 5 requires usage credits. Update Claude Code to the latest version to learn more. Okay, hold up. It dropped on Hugging Face to open source. I doubt that. Hold on. Is Mythos live? We're waiting, guys. It's about to go live. We're about to get it. You guys can feel there's tension in the air, okay? We don't have it yet. We don't have it yet, but it's coming, okay? I need you to launch 2 deep dive agents and do a complete review of our integrations. I need you to note that the goal of Bridge Agent is to become a fully autonomous software agent that is able to integrate with GitHub, integrate with... Hold on, guys. I just updated to... hold on. It says that hold on. This is active. 2.1.17 is active, guys. I just updated to 2.1.17, guys. Hold on. Let's go to the model selector. Hold up here. Model... Hold up, nope. Model. Nothing there yet. So I did force update, but we don't have anything related to Fable 5 in the model selector. And then also Polymarket is at 87%. How to force? We did force, but it's model Fable. Can we guess the model slug? Potentially. AWS, integrate with Sentry, integrate with PostHog, and I need you to review these integrations that we do have, and I need you to create skills to interface with those integrations that can be used by our agent. If you look at Bridge Agent, you will see skills. I need you to create these skills. Create a skill for Sentry, create a skill for AWS, create a skill for GitHub, and then add it to Bridge Agent. And then Bridge Agent, once it's added to Bridge Agent, the Bridge desktop will properly pull it. All right, I'm gonna drop in Bridge Agent and then Bridge Agent desktop. Yeah, 1,000 viewers. Thank you guys for all the support. I mean, this is the thing. If you guys see the live stream or if you guys are new, I started this community 10 months ago and it has grown to be the #1 vibe coding community on the internet. We have 11,000, like 400 something builders in our Discord. So if you guys haven't joined the Discord community, make sure you do so. There's a link in the chat as well as in the description below. There is literally no better vibe coding community on the internet. And the reason that there's so many people on stream today is because this is the home of the vibe coding movement. I've put my life and my soul into this community, and I'm just so appreciative for every single one of you because I couldn't do it without you, and without you guys, there wouldn't be a BridgeMind community. So we all make up the BridgeMind community. I'm just so thankful to each and every one of you for being a part of it. It truly just means the world to me. So thank you guys, I appreciate it. Wait, hold up. Okay, Claude, if you try to set it, it says no access. If you set it to the model select Fable. I don't know. This is, hold on. I don't know if this is true. Also, this guy was saying that, wasn't this guy saying that there was no, this guy misses. He has a lot of misses. He was saying that there was, Fable wasn't gonna be out today. It was. Abdul said he just purchased your membership to your Stripe dashboard. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Look at that benchmark. That's the new cognition one. Well, is that even... you know what I didn't like about that, though, Super Combo? Is that actually accurate, though? Because that literally has Fable in that benchmark already. That doesn't make sense, right? Okay. Okay. That's great. There's an issue with the selected model. It may not exist or you may not have access to it. Run model to pick a different model. Yeah. Okay, Andre over on X, he said, just tuned in. No Mythos release today. What's your opinion? We are definitely going to get the Mythos release today, guys. If you guys are watching, this is the BridgeMind watch party, okay? You guys are tuned in to the watch party. We've got over 1,000 people on YouTube, and that's because this is the watch party, okay? Welcome to the watch party. We are going to receive this model, I believe, within, like... the next few minutes, honestly. Hold on, I may, hold on, just give me 1 second here, guys. I'll be right back. I'm gonna mute my mic real quick. I just have to take this call. I'm getting a pretty important call. Give me 1 second here. I'll be right back, guys. I just gotta mute my mic. Hold on. I'll be right back. See you guys. Hey, Dario, I'm on the stream right now. I'm on the stream. Yeah. Can you not bother me right now? Okay, yeah, 15 minutes. Okay. Okay, yeah, we're ready. We're ready. Yep, I received the wire transfer. Yep. Bridge Army's ready. Okay. Yep, I'll talk to you after the stream. Can't wait to test it. All right. See you, Dario. All right, guys, sorry about that. That was my ex-wife. You guys know how it is with her. Sometimes she calls. All right. All right, let's pull this up. All right, so this is definitely looking better. Gonna be interesting to see the... Okay, this here. So I put it on extra high fast. Let's put it in like minimal and let's see how fast it is here. Just do done. Does this work? I just want to make sure. Hello. Carlos said 200K across. GG's, brother. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. What is my name? My name's Matthew. Yeah, I also forced update to 2.1.170. It's not. There's nothing new in it, guys. What happened to Mythos? We're still waiting on it. I mean, typically we'll get a model release anywhere from about 1 p.m. The most common model drop times is like 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. So it's coming any minute, guys. We're gonna, and as soon as we get it, I'm gonna like let it rip on like some super challenging stuff. We'll kind of break it up into like, we'll do some fun tests, and then we'll do like some fun tests, and then we'll also do some really challenging real world applications with Bridge Voice, Bridge Space. We'll do Bridge Agent, and we'll just see how far we can push it. And I think it'll be really interesting. We'll see here in a minute. But I'm definitely very, very excited, guys. Stut said that guardrails are going to be brutal. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Always something with her. Yeah, Stain. That's what I'm saying. It better produce the best one-shot shooter game. Yeah. Well, the thing is like, okay, I will always say the HTML tests, it's like, the reason I do those is because it gives us like a very quick, like, okay, this is what's possible with the model. You kind of get to see it visually of what it's able to create with the UI. But remember, guys, creating HTML files, all right, I do it for like you guys, and I do it for the stream, okay? But at the end of the day, those are fun to do. But just remember that real world work is what is more important, okay? Carlos over on X said, you're an example, my man, the first wave of solo entrepreneurs. Thanks to you for the point of reference. I appreciate that, Carlos. Thank you. Does BridgeMind have any referral features? Yes, it does. Yeah. Turn off tab controls from terminals. That's so ugly and useless. Are you talking about this here? I mean, you could, that's actually, okay, chat, I have a question for you. All right. What do you guys think about potentially making it so that these only show up when you hover over a terminal? Do you guys see this? What if we make it so that, also a new Bridge Space update did just launch. If you guys see update now, that did just release. What do you guys think about making it so that these get removed unless you're actually actively hovered over the terminal? Just say yes. Yes in the chat if they should be removed, and then make it so that it's only on hover. No in the chat if you disagree. Okay, a lot of people in the chat. Yeah, okay, a lot of people think that. Okay. Okay. Okay, we'll do that. All right, so let's open up this Claude. I need you to make it so that the headers, the terminal headers in Bridge Space only show on hover, and that when a user is not hovered over a terminal, they do not show, and that the content of the terminal takes up the full width of that pane. Review this and update accordingly. How much do I spend for hosting? I do use the most expensive hosting. I do use AWS. So I spend about $1,000 a month. But, you know, I also spend $1,000 a month because remember, hey, we are doing, you know, I think MRR. I mean, we can do a quick check on MRR real quick. Let's check MRR just briefly here. Also 10 minutes, guys. I think 10 minutes we could get it. All right. Here's what we're looking at, okay? We're at 17,189 in MRR, okay? Net volume over the last 4 weeks has been 19,500. I'm a little bit more interested in bigger picture, 3 months, everything's up like 2,000% and stuff. So, you know, that's one thing that like, hey, if you guys are, you know, grinding, just know that it's going to pay off. Don't get discouraged about the day-to-day. Show up every single day, make progress, make sure that you make time to do the things that you love. Like, for example, I put up 2 triathlons on my August 31st goals, okay? I want to start training for triathlon again. Yesterday, I didn't stream. I worked. I made some content, and I went on a 20-mile bike ride, and it was just amazing, okay? I loved it. So make sure that you set goals and make sure that you build yourself a scalable lifestyle that has some balance in it. Okay, Steve is Legend over on Twitch said, what would be your best advice on turning something from HTML to real world usable software? Well, the example that I was using there wasn't about turning HTML to real world software. It was more about like, hey, we do the HTML test to get a quick reflection of how good a model is. A lot of people are saying that potentially Fable 5 is going to require usage credits. That is going to not be good if that's true. Claude Fable needs credits? No way. Okay, wait, hold up. Okay, somebody on Twitch just dropped in this X post. Okay, I hope not. Oh my gosh, please no, guys. Okay, do you guys see this? So, all right. So this is apparently in the new Claude Code binary. Fable 5. Also, just remember that this could be fake, okay? User-facing messages. Oh, no. There's no way, guys. Fable 5 requires usage credits. Update Claude Code to the latest version to learn more. It's out? Whoa. Hold up. A lot of people are saying that it's out. Hold on here. Guys, where are you seeing it? Now on the API. Hold on. Okay, guys, it's rolling out. Whoa. Okay, it's rolling out. Okay, hold up. All right, Claude update. Model. Guys, I'm not seeing it. Claude site? All right, hold up. Fable 5. Oh, shoot. All right. We got it. All right. Okay. All right, we got it, guys. We got it. It's out. All right, somebody's saying run Claude model Fable 5. Oh, shoot. Okay. All right, guys, we got it. It's out. All right, hold on. Just open BridgeMind. Okay, hold on. Claude, Fable 5. Hello there. Okay, guys, I think that was fake news, okay? You can use it with your plan. Guys. All right, it's working. Okay, here's what we do, okay? We're about to have a insanely hype BridgeMind stream, okay? Nothing has been announced from Anthropic yet, okay? We're about to start a new stream, okay? But this is now out, okay? Let's go over here. Vibe coding with Fable 5. Vibe coding with Claude Fable 5, okay? All right. Is there anything from Anthropic yet? There's no announcement yet from Anthropic. No announcement yet, okay? We do not have an announcement yet. So we're still waiting on that. We have the model, okay? Model is available. So we're going to wait on Anthropic here. But look at this. Model. It's, okay, here it is. Fable right here. Most capable for your hardest and longest running tasks. And guys, that was fake news, okay? This is not using your usage, okay? This is not using your usage. We're about to start a new stream. Okay. All right, hold up, guys. All right, chat. What do we think? What do we think? It's out. All right, hold on. I'm gonna make an X post real quick. We have to do this, guys. We're about to start a new stream and test this thoroughly. Okay. What's the cost? We don't know yet. We don't know yet. We're still waiting. I'm just going to do a very... Oh, wait, hold on. I messed this up. All right, guys, we're about to start a new stream. Cost is 2 times Opus. Okay. Yeah, slowly forgetting how to type. Yeah, 100%. Okay, so I do have a description for the stream. We're about to start a new stream. I would like to see benchmarks drop from Anthropic. I know that we can currently test this, but we don't have any benchmarks yet. We have no announcement yet from Anthropic. No, I don't think so, guys. Okay, Fable 5. Okay, we're gonna start a new stream, okay? Okay, we're gonna test it. I'm about to start a new stream though, okay? I'm gonna drop in a new stream. Hold on, I'll make the thumbnail here. We're literally just gonna let this rip. There's still no... Yeah, there's probably gonna be an announcement from Anthropic within like the next 2 minutes. Okay, so you can now use this in Claude Code. You have to update to version 2.1.17, okay? Force update. If you look at this, literally just tell Claude to force update to 2.1.170, okay? Say that. Let's launch this. As you guys know, I always start a fresh stream, okay? Let's do this. Sorry, I wasn't showing my screen. This is what I'm looking at. Fable 5, okay? All right. Okay, I'm about to start a new stream now. We're gonna go over here. See this one right here. All right, this is going in. Thumbnail. All right, I am going to schedule this. And we don't have any announcement yet from Anthropic. Can we refresh? Is there anything yet? What version? It's in version 2.1.170, okay? So force update your Claude Code to 2.1.170. It's already, look at this, Fable is here, right there, boom. Fable is here, our newest model, included in your plan limits until 21, then switch over, oh, whoa. So we only have it for 2 weeks in our plan. What? Okay, the system card's out. Okay, guys, we got to schedule this and get it started. Let's go over here. I'm going to schedule this stream, okay? I always do this. We're going to schedule it for 1:15, but I'm going to go live sooner than 1:15, okay? We're going to go live sooner than 1:15. All right, here we go. All right, this is scheduling. I'm about to drop the link to this in the chat. I want you guys to go over that stream, and we're going to test this. It doesn't, so they're saying, okay, so it says Fable 5 is here, our newest model for complex long-running work included in your plan limits until June 21st, then switch to usage credits to continue. I don't like that. But we'll see. We'll find out what ends up happening. All right, I'm gonna drop the link in the chat here. Okay. All right, guys, here's the link. Here's the link in the chat. All right, I just dropped it in. All right, you guys can go show up there. I'm going to end this stream. We're starting a fresh stream, okay? We're starting a fresh stream, Vibe Coding with Claude Fable 5. We're going to put this through the test. I've got 3 Claude Max subscriptions. I already see you guys going crazy over there on this stream. I'll see you guys in a second. Let's go put this through a test. I'll be live for at least 3 more hours testing out Claude Fable 5. Let's go. Let's go, guys. I'll see you over there.